Alright, so this LeetCode question is called first unique character in a string. It says given a string, find the first non-repeating character in it and return its index. If it doesn't exist, return -1. So the example they give us is the string LeetCode, and we return 0 because the first unique character, which is the letter L, is at index 0. Alright, so how we're going to solve this problem is we're going to have a map that will hold the frequency of each character. So we'll start with L. This is the first time we're seeing L, so its frequency is 1. Next we see E. First time we're seeing that too, so its frequency is 1. Now we see it for the second time. We go to the map and we update the frequency to 2. Now we see the letter T for the first time, so that's in the map with a frequency of 1. Now we're in the letter C, first time we're seeing it, so a frequency of 1. Now we're in the letter O, first time again, so 1. D, once, and then E. For E, this is the third time we're seeing it, so we'll update its frequency to 3. So now that we've looped over it once and added all of its frequencies to the map, we just have to loop over it again. And the first time we see a letter that has a frequency of 1, we just return its index. So let's start. This, remember, is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, the first letter we're on is the letter L. We check that in the map. Let me see if it has a frequency of 1. Yes, it does, so that's our answer. We'll return the index we're on, so that'll be the number 0. Alright, let's get to the code. What LeetCode has given us is a function called firstUniqueChar, which accepts S, and S is just a string. So remember, the first thing we have to do is we have to create a map that's going to hold the character along with the number of times it shows up in the string. So we'll call it frequencies, and we'll make it an object. Then we have to create a variable which holds our result. And remember that if we don't find a unique character in this, the result will be -1. So let's just instantiate it at -1. Alright, now we're going to loop over each character in the string, adding its frequency to the map. So for right now, remember our map is called frequencies. Alright, so for each character of the string, we need to check if that character is in the map. So if it's not in the map, so if frequencies char equals undefined, then we just add it to the map with a frequency of 1 since it's the first time we're seeing it. Like right now we're on the letter B and it's the first time we're seeing it, so the frequency will be 1. But let's say it's not the first time we're seeing it, then what we're going to do is we're going to increment its frequency in the map. So let's go over this entire for loop for each letter in Bobby. We've already added the first letter B to the map with a frequency of 1. Now we'll be on the letter O. That's the first time we're seeing it, so it'll have a frequency of 1. Then we'll be at the next letter B, and it's the second time we're seeing it, so it'll have a frequency of 2. Then we'll get to the next letter B, and it's the third time we're seeing it, so it'll have a frequency of 3. And finally, we'll be on the letter Y, and it'll be the first time we're seeing it, so it'll have a frequency of 1. Then we'll be out of that for loop. Now what we have to do is loop over the letters in our string again, and once we find the first character that has a frequency of 1, we're going to return the index of that character. So we'll say for let I equal 0, I is less than s.length, I++, so a standard for loop. And to make it easier, let's just save the character we're on in a variable called car. So that would be let s equals character at I. Right now we would be here, the first letter B. Now we'll check the letter we're on and see if it has a frequency of 1. If it does, we'll just return its index. And remember that this has an index of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if the letter we're on has a frequency of 1, we'll just return its index. But the letter we're on does not have a frequency of 1, it has a frequency of 3, so we'll move on to the next letter. What's the frequency of the letter O in the map? It is a frequency of 1, so this is the right answer. What we need to do is return its index in the map. So this will return the index of I. But let's say for some reason there are no unique characters in the string. What do we need to do? We need to return -1. Remember, we instantiated our result with -1 at the very beginning, so all we'd have to do is return that. All right, let's run the code, see how we did. Looks good, let's submit. All right, so our answer was faster than about 73% of other JavaScript submissions. Remember that the code and written explanation are linked down below. If you like the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.